Alright everybody, I've attempted some pretty crazy challenges on this channel, most completely impossible to beat. So today I decided that I would take a chill pill and actually try something a little more attainable. So today I'm going to attempt to beat The Last of Us Part 2 with only my bow and arrows. And in Abby's case, the crossbow, but who honestly cares about a crossbow? As an archer myself, I am admittedly a little bit biased on which arrow launching device I prefer. Regardless, we are going to try this out and see how I do. So let's go over the ground rules I followed during this run. Naturally, I'm only allowed to use my bow and arrows, or crossbow, to kill enemies. I am allowed to use both regular arrows and bomb arrows for Ellie. Meanwhile, loser Abby only gets regular arrows. That might make the Rat King fight a bit tricky, but I'm gonna be optimistic about it. And if I run out of arrows, then I am allowed to punch my enemies to death. Also, cutscenes where my character uses a different weapon do not count. Since I'm not some kind of sissy, I will be playing the game on survivor mode to add a bit of a challenge. And I am not allowed to turn on infinite crafting or anything like that. I know some of you guys get mad when I leave infinite ammo on, and I just want you all to know that it is not because I'm a weenie or anything. I do that because I am simply far too lazy to scour the area for supplies. Is that a good excuse? Not really, but in this challenge I'm not doing it anyway, so let's just get on with it. So our journey begins with Joel telling Tommy about how Ellie needed her immunity to mean something. And I hope you enjoyed that brief conversation, because that is basically the last time we're gonna be talking about that for the rest of this 25-hour plus game. Cause why would we want to talk about the very important main plot point of the first game when we have teen angst? So much teen angst. Now I'm sure you're probably all wondering, Alex, are you some kind of idiot? You don't get your bow and arrows in the Jackson section. You've already failed your challenge. And to that I say, how do you know my name's Alex? What are you, stalking me? And secondly, yes, you are right. I did fail my challenge. Great observation skills. So since the game doesn't give me my bow yet, I just knifed my way through the entire Jackson section and got a serious flashback to my knife-only challenge. But since I said I am allowed to use Ellie's knife or Abby's fists in areas where I don't get my arrows, I will not count this as a fail. But since you have already seen me do a knife-only challenge, let's skip past the Jackson section. It really is just so depressing. So anyway, now we're in Seattle. To save ammo for later, I just ran past the infected at the Dome building, because I definitely would be needing it later.
Yo, check this out.
Hey! Dina, stop playing those drums! I'm the musician on this team, not you! Get back in line, assistant! Anyway, after that break, and since I only had 3 arrows and was not willing to waste them here, I opted to sneak through this area. So after blowing through all my ammo in the basement fight, we got the gas and we were just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Saravina Hotel. And due to the fact that I have no ammo, I just opted to kill all the infected at the hotel, axe murderer style. Anyway, now that we're done getting sidetracked, it's time to find Abby. Okay, so we got a little more sidetracked. Ah, middle school. Such good memories. Hey, you! What's the square root of 75? Is it 10? Wrong! It's 8.6602. The fight in town was a pain in the butt. I was trying to lure the infected out so they would kill the enemies, but all they did was attack Dina, so I just ran away. Oh no! Sea wench off the port bow! Open fire! So I tried stealthing my way through the TV station, but while I was sneaking downstairs, Ellie glitched out on me and got killed. Nice. On my second try I did much better, but Miss Slow Running Ellie ended up getting shot about 3 times while I was fleeing the building. Nice! And now we are in the dirty, damp, and truly disgusting sewer section. Yay! So after almost getting my head bitten off by a clicker because I didn't want to waste ammo, I ran past all the enemies and once again lost all my health. Goodbye, medkits. So I tried sprinting through the second fight section, and despite the fact that I lost all my health and honestly should not have made it through there, I somehow got out.
You are pathetic and weak!
So to make myself feel better, I just blew up all the remaining infected. Goodbye, arrows. Don't worry, Dina, I'll save you! So Dina was a little upset with me after blowing her up and everything. Such a drama queen.
I'm just a girl, alone in my room.
Now, since there are no enemies to fight in the flashback, there is really nothing worth mentioning here, aside from the fact that Ellie absolutely should have died after chucking herself off a dinosaur and flying full force into a puddle.
Hey, give me!
dream.
So now that we have reached day 2, it's time to head off to Hillcrest, aka the best part of this game. So I torpedoed through all my ammo, almost died along the way, and then stealth killed the rest of the enemies. Typical Tuesday.
I hate doors!
So with 0 ammo to my name, I just sprinted past the infected section. I did pick up an arrow by the stairs, but for some reason in the fight in the garage, the game won't let me shoot my arrows while I'm inside. I guess because that would be unsafe? Safety first! So I just knifed the thing to death. The fight in town was kind of a pain since I didn't want to waste my arrows. I gave it a couple of tries, but I kept getting cornered and dying. I also encountered this. Ma'am? Ma'am? Are you alright? I get the best glitches in this game. But after a while, I just gave up and made my break for it. So I ran to Jesse. Jesse smashed his dirty, germ-covered hands in my mouth, and we busted out of there. So after getting through some terrible rush hour traffic, Jesse and I made our way home so we could enjoy some more teen angst.
No! God, please, no! No!
And now, of course, it's everyone's favorite section of the game, the Tommy Sniper section. Frickin' Tommy! I was doing so good. I was doing so good. Why? Why? Actually, this whole flashback is basically one big failure since the game doesn't give me my arrows. But unlike the Tommy Sniper section, I could just knife my way through the area and not have to fail my challenge anymore. But I would just like to say, I hate you, Tommy. I hate you. So I bailed on Dina and Jesse so I could go hang out with my stalker friends. Frankly, they are way better company. So I easily made my way through the first batch of scars, and the second fight went awesome. No, but seriously, getting through the scar fight was a breeze. My favorite part about arrows is that they're reusable. This challenge is great. It would be nice if the game would give me more supplies so I could actually craft more arrows, though. This is for absorbing my arrow into your face and not dying! The hospital fight was honestly pretty funny. I started off doing pretty good and then ended up getting cornered. I honestly thought it was all over, but then this moron just walked past me. I was 2 feet away from you. This is survivor mode. What are you doing? Then after that, I got cornered by this one lady, and I figured I would just wait for her to move, but the game glitched her out, so she just stared at me. Waiting. And since I had no ammo or anything to throw at her, I just made a break for it, which kickstarted this really weird game of hide and seek. But I got her. This is what you get for playing hide and seek with me. I hate hide and seek. And even though I did get spotted in the basement fight, the clicker served as a nice distraction from the enemies. So I just carried on making my way. And then Ellie moseyed her way through the final flashback. All I have to say is thank goodness that's the last one of these I have to go through. For now. So Jesse and I made our way into the big city on our seemingly never-ending quest to find Abby.
How does anyone stay dry in this city?
Well, Ellie, you see, most of the people who live here are currently burning to death on an island, so they have a bit more to worry about than the rain right now. So then I used my only arrow on an enemy named after me for some reason.
Oh shit! Alex!
I don't know if the game is trying to insinuate something with that, but I don't like it. Either way, I just mounted in the corner and did the same strategy I used in my knife-only challenge. And I tell you what, if I don't get some more arrows soon, this really is just gonna be another knife-only challenge. Also, I don't know what Jesse was doing during this fight. He was just running all over the place. So to save what little ammo I had, I just ran past the second fight like a chicken. I also opted to save ammo in the mall fight, but in a slightly less cowardly way. These guys are so stupid. All you have to do to get through this area is perform the tried and true method of fight and flee, Jaws style.
You slow!
So I rode my boat past the last human encounter, and now I have to encounter the big fat bloater. So the bloater fight went super awesome. Arrows and 2 regular arrows, I just shot them at the guy and then beat him with my knife. I gotta stop picking survivor mode for my challenges. It never gives me any ammo. And after the ocean stole my boat from me, theft! Theft!
And the case is solved! Commissioner Brown, arrest this man!
What are you talking about?
We got to the aquarium. Yay! But since Abby wasn't there, I just ended up going home. Turns out she died on her way back to Seattle, and this whole trip was in fact a massive waste of time. But since Ellie is living in denial that Abby is actually dead, and she missed her chance for revenge, she, in a deluded state, began hallucinating a twisted reality where Abby was actually alive. Ellie, in her hysterical state, even gave Abby a dumb flashback where her dad was some heartless monster who was willing to murder a child on the off chance that he could get some miracle cure out of it.
You sick freak!
So Abby wakes up from her power nap.
Side effects of steroids may include...
And then we hopped in the car and headed out for a leisurely drive. So since since I only had 2 arrows entering the infected fight, I decided to just run around in circles and wait for Mel and Manny to kill everyone. I never end up being any help during this fight anyway. So after wasting my only 2 arrows and not even having a freaking bottle to throw at an enemy, I decided to follow the lead of my local serial killer and axe murder them all to death. And like always, I cowered behind the counter at the gas station like the weenie that I am, and we headed back to the WLF base. Anyway, I wandered through a painfully slow flashback, and I was able to grab 3 arrows during the first scar fight, but I ended up getting spotted and had to fight my way through the area. Going to grab those arrows threw off my timing for getting through this area. Oh well. So with 1 arrow to my name and no desire to use it, I snuck my way through the second encounter. I fought my way through the second encounter. So I got kidnapped by some fat woman.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And then I got hit so hard that it knocked me into another flashback. But at long last, for the first time ever, probably, I can use the bow and arrow in the Abby flashback. Yes! At long last, I can play with this pink children's toy. So I don't get my crossbow back until I get through the forest and fight the big lady, so we can just skip past this part.
Into the woods, but even so, I have to take the journey.
So with all of 1 arrow going into the infected fight, I ended up just beating the fight fists and bricks only. Since I can't craft more arrows like Ellie, this is basically all I could do during the majority of this run. Frickin' Abby. So after a day in the life of Abigail Golf Lover, I dropped off the random street youths in some trailer and continued on my journey to have a disgusting affair. Truly, one of the greatest video game missions of all time. So after waking up from a super cool dream, Abby went back to save the kids so the developers could have an excuse for Abby to be doing stuff in this game. Is it necessary? No. But is it fun? Also no.
We have to talk about our feelings because we're together.
We needed to talk about feelings. They would be called talk-ins.
So anyway, I ran straight through the infected fight, leaving Lev behind to die, which I have no problem with. And because I want to save my arrows for a certain boss fight later, I just sucker punched my way through the first round of scars. However, I did not quite use the same strategy on the roof. And even though I did waste all of my ammo, I look damn good doing it.
Spores. Masks on. I don't have one.
Okay, well, do you have a lighter so we can cut our losses, set the building on fire, and go home? How about that? So since Lev did not enjoy my tone of voice, I was forced to scour the area for a gas mask. Frickin' Lev not bringing a mask. Frickin' Yar getting her arm smashed to bits. Here, you little twerp, I got your mask.
You're taking too long.
I will murder you! So I successfully stealthed my way down the rest of the building, and now that we're at the hospital, it's time for the moment that I have been dreading for the past couple of hours of gameplay, the Rat King fight.
Oh, hell no!
Well, actually, I have to deal with some clickers first, but I just sprinted past them before they could get into my area. And I think we all know that killing the Rat King crossbow only just isn't gonna happen. For one thing, I can only carry 6 arrows at a time. I can't craft any more, and I don't get any explosive arrows. Dang it, Abby! But just for shits and giggles, I figured I would turn on one-shot kill to see if it works on this dude. And yeah, it does. Only took 3 arrows. Whether this is cheating or not is up to you, but come on guys, give me a break. I was never gonna kill this thing with only 5 measly arrows on survivor mode. And fortunately, I still had 2 arrows I could use on the mini Rat King, which certainly helped in killing it, though I did have to punch it to death. Alright, well now that I'm done with that, 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer, take one down, pass it around, 98 bottles of beer on the wall, sing it Lev, come on! 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer.
Mel's wrong. You know. You're a good person.
Wrong-o.
Anyway, Lev runs away.
Get out of here! Can't you see we don't want you anymore?
And I suppose it's up to me to go and be the rescue ranger, but let's be honest, I am completely fine with letting Lev die. So since I only had 1 arrow during the Tommy sniper section, I just ran past all the infected and watched them fall to their deaths. Except when I looked down where they fell, they had all disappeared. Not only were these zombies scary, they're magical. So after we're done getting sidetracked again, Yara and I finally made it to the island. Yay! No! Dang it, Yara! Why do you and Lev always have to drag me into your crap? I didn't want to come here, Yara. I didn't want to be here. Alright, I have a life, Yara. I have dreams. Dreams, Yara! Anyway, you know the drill. I epically stealthed my way through the mall fight, speed ran my way through the gas station restaurant fight, and was forced to shoot my handgun during the horse chase. So after I wasted the last of my arrows and sprinted through the village fight, I reached the big Scar Dude boss fight. So I beat the hammer-wielding guy over the head with a sickle while we fight in the middle of a burning community. spreading the very important message that communism will only lead to the destruction of society. So Lev and I made our way home. Abby randomly started throwing up. Gross Abby, very unsanitary. And then we headed off to go rob Tommy after we found out he had a gold necklace. Cause as we all know, Abby loves taking away the things that matter most to people. And since I don't get my crossbow in the Ellie fight, we could just skip past this. But let's be honest, this is how the fight actually should have gone. So after a time cut and Tommy finishes making me feel like utter garbage, Ellie embarks on her new mission to find Abby. So I ran past all the infected in my way so I could save ammo for later. I easily maneuvered my way past the first group of rattlers and only got hurt a little along the way. And now here's where we get into some troublesome areas. Since I basically had no ammo, I just stealth killed the second batch of rattlers, which ended up going pretty good. Fortunately, I was able to craft more ammo and make it through the second encounter on my first try. Oh yeah! I even was able to sort of stealth my way through the second fight encounter. For the most part. All in all, getting through the Rattler fight was easy as pie. It did take me 20 minutes though. And after all of that, at long last, I finally found Abby. Oh well, she's super dead. Okay, well, I guess I'm going home then. Pack her in, boys, this one's done. In the end, I did beat this challenge, but I technically did fail in the Ellie flashback. Frickin' Tommy! Also in that one Abby section and a few other areas where I had to use my gun. But outside of that, this challenge is possible to beat. Within reason. Alright, good night everybody! Or afternoon, I don't know, honestly. I have no idea what time you're watching this. Okay, let's just cut the video. Cut the video! Cut the video!